Good morning. It is Tuesday, and that means Talk to Me Tuesday. So I am here live. My name is Angie Atkinson. On this channel, I offer free daily video coaching to help you discover, understand, and overcome narcissistic abuse in toxic relationships. I like to call it toxic relationship rehab. So if that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button and we will just get going. Now, it is March 6th, 2018 and it is 10:17 a.m. I will be here for about 45 minutes this morning, and then I will be back at 12:30 over on Dana Morningstar's channel, Thrive After Abuse, for another live chat. So let's just get going. Jillian, hello. Hello, Lisa Hollywood, LA. How are you? How is everybody? Tommy D in the house says, woohoo, let's rock. Morning, Ange. Good morning, Tommy D. Shannon O'Brien, hey, girl, hey, how you doing? And she says, yay, Angie. What's up, girl? Yay, Shannon. Surf Smurf in the house. Hello, Surf Smurf says, good morning, Angie and everyone. Nicole Angelina says, I really needed y'all today. Well, I'm glad that we can be here for you, honey. Talk to us. Tell us what's going on. Mia is here. Hello, Mia. Welcome. And Dima is back. Welcome back, Dima. Andrea Christensen in the house. Dawn M in the house. Hello, everybody. Freedom Lee. Hello, my beautiful friend. How are you? Jillian, thank you for welcoming everyone to chat, my friend. And Bonnie, oh, by the way, Jillian, I sent you a message on Facebook the other day. Take a look when you get a minute. Let's see here. We have Bonnie. Hello, Bonnie. Hi, Angie and all, she says. Beverly Parmley is here. Hello, Beverly. She says hi. And Tommy D says, morning, everyone. Okay. Inspector Budget is here. Cool name. Says, I need your help. I discarded mine 3 weeks ago, and he's moved in with my friend that lives across the street. Ugh, should I be worried? This pain is unbearable. Yeah, that's terrible that he would do that. And what I don't know what kind of friend would do that to you. But is this a female friend or someone that could be a love interest for this your narcissist, or is it something else? Let me know. But either way, yeah, I mean, it's a little stressful, and I think probably it's incredibly hard to be no contact with someone who lives across the street. Does talk to me a little more. Tell me more about the situation, and I'll try to give you better advice. But in the meantime, I would say gray rock is going to be really important. Avoiding this person as much as possible. If you own your home, definitely start thinking about options. Maybe changing your schedule up, things like that. Let me know a little more about it. Sometimes they do stuff like this, Inspector Budget, in order to, stay in contact and stay in control and just to watch you and see what you're doing. So be aware of that. Sonia is here. Hello, Sonia or Sonia. Hey, from the UK. Welcome, welcome. And Beverly says, you're so beautiful. Well, thank you. Appreciate you. Biznor has lots of pretty emojis for us today. Hello, Biznor. How are you? And Marianne O'Donnell is here. Hello, Marianne. Welcome, welcome. Bonnie says, Angie and Dana. Yes. Yes, that's fun. We always have a good time. I love me some Dana. I will have another video with Kim Saeed coming tonight at 7 p.m. as well, so watch out for that. Let's see here. Surf Smurf says hi. Hey, Surf Smurf, how you doing? I already said hi to you, but hi again. Kingdom Princess in the house. Good morning, Princess. How are you? Bella of Amherst says hello. I'll hope everyone's okay. My phone died yesterday while chatting with Bonnie, Doreen, and Tommy D. Not sure you got my last message. Sorry to disappear. Bad battery timing. Oh, been there. Hate that. Hate when that happens. Inspector Budget says, by the way, hello. Well, hello. Pearson, Joe, and Mary says, hi, girl. Well, hello, hello. Beverly says, oh, my, I need you. Well, tell us what's going on, honey. Hope is here. Hello, Hope. How are you? She says, hi, Angie and everybody. And Jessica Houston says, good morning. So happy to be here. Well, we are so happy to have you, Jessica. How are you? Janine Gartner is here. Hello, Janine. How are you? Welcome, welcome. Beverly says, we just fought again. Tell us what happened, Beverly. Tammy Grosso is here. Hello, Tammy. How are you? She says, hola, hola, ¿cómo está? I don't speak very much Spanish, just so you know. Just a little bit. Tracy Cole says, hi, I'm new here. Help. Tell us what's going on, Tracy, and welcome. Cheryl Wooster says, good morning, and Angie and Peeps, I assume. Hello, Cheryl. How are you? Kingdom Princess says, YouTube now saves the live chat. Will it be seen only by subscribers? That's a good question. I will have to check into that. I don't know that they put the live chat in the comments section. I don't know. That's a good question. Thanks for letting me know that. I don't think that it can be seen by anyone else, but either way, my live streams, they always go unlisted after the stream, so only subscribers could find it, and that's only if they go into their email and they look for it. So just so you know, I don't leave them live. I leave them unlisted so that nobody can see them unless they are a subscriber. So um, Bonnie says, will you be on here tomorrow, or should we all do a virtual birthday party here today? I will be here tomorrow. Yes, I will. And thank you, Jillian, for checking Facebook when you get a chance. Yes, I will be here tomorrow, at least briefly. Wednesdays are always my busy day, so I won't be here for like all day, but I'll be here for at least, 20, 30 minutes for sure. Yeah. And we can do a birthday party then if you want. Andrea says, I really need to go completely no contact again. I thought maybe I could handle it, but just feeling the drain while he is making himself look good to everyone else. Oh yeah. I think it's the best possible thing you can do, Andrea, is to go completely no contact again. And I totally understand why you thought, I can handle it. It's no big deal. Well, turns out it is a big deal sometimes, especially when they kind of suck you dry like that. Absolutely. So I'm going to encourage you to do that. You can do it. We've got your back. Beverly says, I'm going to say the word intimate here just to avoid being dinged by YouTube. The intimate narcissist makes me mad. Yeah, those ones are difficult, and the way that they hold so much power in that is incredibly frustrating. I totally relate to that. Joe and Mary say, my friend is divorcing her narcissist. What should she do? She should be documenting every single thing in the world. Like anytime the narcissist does anything abusive to her and or her children, document. Try to find an attorney who understands at least domestic violence, if not narcissistic abuse. Gather up the troops. Glad to hear that you're her friend. She can absolutely stay in control by having someone to back her up. It will certainly help to have witnesses to the behavior if possible. And if anyone else has suggestions for Joe and Mary, please leave them in the comments here. But also, Joe and Mary, there is a playlist on my channel about being in court with a narcissist, so check that out as well. Dima says, I'm scared of a cruel CEO or manager at work. I want to find a job, but I'm scared to go to the job interview. Okay. Well, one of the things about fear is that in this case, you're worried that something might happen and it hasn't happened yet. So if you're going to focus on being afraid, Dima, then you're definitely going to struggle more than if you focused on being not afraid, focused on being positive and strong and going in with the best possible attitude. That would make a big difference in your experience and in your ability to be hired. So I suggest changing your perspective. I suggest imagining the best possible circumstances with the job and focusing on what you do want, not what you don't want. Right now, you're focused on what you don't want, and that is going to draw more of that potential into your life. So try focusing on what you do want instead, and let me know how that goes. Tell me your thoughts when I tell you that. Does that ring true for you at all? Nikki Lee in the house. Hey girl, hey, how you doing? Amy Highmore says, I couldn't do it. I was so lonely. I've seen my sociopath again now twice. Damn it, I was just so lonely. I totally understand that pain. I do. And I think I may have told you guys before, when I left my ex-husband, I did go back one last time for a brief encounter, let's call it, where I, experienced the intimacy situation one final time. And for me, it worked out well enough because it was the best kind of closure I guess I could possibly get. And I felt in control of the situation, but in reality, it was a bad choice. But now here you are, and now you know, so you've seen them twice. And now what you have to do, Amy, is recognize, okay, I made a mistake. I know better, but I'm not going to beat myself up about it because you're human. You're allowed to have real feelings. Don't beat yourself up. Just step up and start doing better from this point forward. You know what I mean? Hop back on the wagon and don't beat yourself up. Just start over. It's really okay. The only reason it's not okay is if you stay in the relationship because you're lonely and you continue to allow yourself to be abused. Everybody makes mistakes. You can't beat yourself up for it. That's not going to help you. be any happier or healthier at all in your life. So be aware of that. Let me know your thoughts. Belle says, Angie, surgery on Wednesday. Narc is upping stress level big time. I'm so frustrated. I'm trying to stay calm for myself and surgery and finding out I'm getting really angry at everyone. Reactive abuse, what to do? Okay. So it's a difficult thing. And this is narcissists do this on purpose, I think. I don't know if they all do it on purpose, but I know that almost every narcissist does when someone in their life, especially one of their primary sources of supply, becomes scared or angry or upset about something, especially when it has nothing to do with them, they will, well, maybe not especially, but even when it has nothing to do with them, they will absolutely up the stress level. And, it's so upsetting. I remember, being really sick and worrying about something that what didn't happen, but I was worried that I was going to be diagnosed a certain kind of way during my marriage and with my first husband, the narcissist. And instead of helping me stay calm and focused on what I wanted, not what I didn't wanted, not what I didn't want, he um, literally did everything he could to keep me scared and upset. And that's very, very overwhelming. And I totally relate to this, Belle. So I'll tell you, um, I would attempt to distance yourself emotionally from him and anyone else that you're dealing with during this time who's causing stress. And I know that's really, really hard because you're trying to freaking deal with your own stress about the surgery. But focus, I would start to do some like meditation exercises where I focus on, okay, the best possible outcome of the surgery. Everything is fixed and fine, and you heal quickly, and boom, everything's good. Excuse me, one quick second. And basically that you would you know find peace within yourself. So ask yourself, is this anger going to help me heal faster? Probably not. I would be focusing on inner peace and taking the stress away from yourself. Imagine yourself in like a little, you know light filled bubble, and nobody can pierce it unless they're positive. They can only come into the bubble if they're positive or something. I don't know if that's helpful. But feeling angry is normal in this situation because you should, by all, you know, guidelines and rules, you should obviously feel supported and loved in this situation, and you're getting quite the opposite of that. So, if anyone has suggestions for Belle, I ask you to please put them in the um, comments here. But another thing I would recommend for you, Belle, is to watch some meditation videos. I've got some on my channel, and watch the videos on my channel regarding anger, because I think that will help as well for you to sort of release that. Because right now you really, really do need to be feeling as positive and strong as possible during the surgery situation. Let me know your thoughts. Tommy D says, Tommy D, he says, with a forgiving heart, I texted my ex-N yesterday. Of course, she ignored me. The second I hit send, I felt like an idiot, but oh well, whatever, going about my business. Okay, so Tommy D slipped a little bit yesterday, and now he knows that was a mistake, and that's okay. Unfortunately, look here. You forgave the narcissist. That's positive. Let it go at that. Okay, so you needed her to know you forgave her. Okay, but that doesn't matter, because as long as you are getting healthier, you are moving forward in your, you know, personal recovery and healing, that's what really matters. So yeah, going about your business is the best possible thing you can do, and I'm proud of you for that. I'm sorry that it went down that way, but I hope it was at least a little bit therapeutic for you. Valerie says, hey there. Hey Valerie, welcome, welcome. Oops, now I lost my place. Hold on a minute. Where was I? Okay. There we go. Okay. Andrea says his son really wants to see his dad. Yeah, that is very hard. Um, and I understand that completely. So you do have to be somewhat in contact with him if he's going to make that happen. But if I remember correctly, he is not trying to make that happen. Is that right? Jillian says, welcome, Valerie. Sarah Lee says, wishing you a happy birthday, Angie. Thank you. It's not technically till tomorrow, but I do appreciate it. Um, Elizabeth DeSalvo says, hey, Angie, do you have a list of phrases like ideas of what you can say in order to gray rock when a high conflict statement is made by the narcissist in co-parenting, etc.? I did make a video with things to say to gaslighting. I would say, and you could definitely check that out, but I would say, you know, that's difficult with the co-parenting thing. I don't know if I have a list of phrases specifically for that yet, but I will definitely create one. I think that's a good idea. Um, generally, what I would say is that you only respond to facts, you don't respond to emotions. So if somebody says something that is not a fact, that is an emotion based thing, you say, it's interesting that you say that, and nothing else, or that's interesting, and nothing else. You don't respond to it in any sort of confrontational way, and you don't respond to it in any sort of emotional way. Now, if they say, okay, so I'm going to pick up little Johnny at noon on Thursday, and that's okay with you, then you say, okay, I'll see you noon on Thursday at this place or whatever. If they say, you're such a terrible mom, I am not going to pick up little Johnny because you don't deserve to have a break from him or some crap like that, you just don't respond, or you say, oh, that's interesting. You know what I mean? So that's the starting point. But I will definitely give you some more better scripts in an upcoming video, and I'll probably also publish that on my blog. Inspector Budget says, oh no, this is another gay guy that's an acquaintance of mine more so than a friend. Oh, okay. Well, that's good. The one that your narc moved in with. Okay. But I think it's good that it's not someone that you're concerned about. But I guess it's upsetting that he would allow the person to move in with him. But I think you have to. Are you also a gay guy? Is that what you're telling me? Or are you a woman? I'm sorry, I'm confused. I'm just trying to make sure I understand the situation. Because if it's somebody who is a potential love interest for the narcissist, then obviously that would be more upsetting than if that was not the case. Being that it's an acquaintance more so than a friend, I think it's clear that you need to pull back from that person because they are being used as a flying monkey, whether they know it or not, to start with. Let me know your thoughts on that. Rose says by heart. I don't know if I understood that. Um, Doreen B says, hi, Angie and Tribe. Hey, Doreen, welcome back. And Bonnie says, Angie, I was floored in one of your recent videos about when a narcissist cuts in lines. That happened to me twice early on. I didn't know it was a big red flag. Yeah, and you know what? Neither did I when I was in the in the midst of that narcissistic relationship. But that's part of the reason that I share the stuff that I do, because as I learn more, I know, every day one more person is old enough to have a relationship, or every day one more person gets into a relationship, or whatever. Every minute, let's be honest. So, if we can prevent even a few of the people from having to deal with the whole full extent of a narcissistic relationship, great. And if we can prevent people from staying with someone who's abusing them subtly, as narcissists tend to do, then, and when I say subtly, I mean behind closed doors. I mean, they kind of make you question everything that you know to be true, all that kind of stuff. Then, yeah, then I hope that is helpful. Yes, that is a big red flag, because it shows that they think they're more important than literally everybody else, or, more valuable or whatever. Because why would you think that your issue in line is more important than the person behind you or in front of you? That's kind of weird, but that's a typical narcissist thing. And I think you see it you see it on the highway sometimes, or in the traffic sometimes, when they just cut a person off just because they think, nobody has to be, nobody else is in a hurry, of course, because it's silly. Chantel Davis is here. Hello from Las Vegas. She says, hello, Chantel. Welcome, welcome. Andrea Christensen says, so I opened up the line so we could talk to him on the phone. Just tried to bring him over. Got lots of excuses, even though I can see he has plenty of time for stuff he wants to do. Well, I hope that you're documenting that and that you bring it to the court if and when that becomes a thing, because I think, Andrea, that is a real clear evidence of lack of parental interest. Definitely, you want to stay focused on, definitely you want to stay focused on what you can control, but I, I don't know. I would be working with your son to spend a little more time with him personally. If you have other positive male role models in your life, I would start to reach out to some of them. I had a similar problem where my ex-husband did not see my son. He had the right to see him. He was not allowed to be alone with him, but he had the right to visit him every week. And he chose not to do that. And my son literally forgot who he was because he was so little when it all happened. And now they haven't seen each other since my son was less than 2 years old. And now that child is 20. So, uh, yeah, it's kind of rough. Beverly, I'm not going to read your comment right there just in case it's an issue, but I feel you, my friend. Sarah Lee says, uh, love you heaps and heaps. You're a gem girl. Oh, thank you so much. That means so much to me, Sarah. Thank you. Amy says, I realize he will never love me, but it's almost just as fulfilling to keep my heart protected and know he is never going to feel different. I understand that. Maybe you're not really in a position where you're ready to jump into another relationship yet. But that doesn't mean, and I think it's better to protect your heart right now. I think you've got to have time to heal yourself and learn how to self validate in this situation. Do you understand what I mean? Because a lot of us, I mean, I can't tell you guys how often, like, literally almost everybody that I speak to coaching wise individually, they tell me that number one, they say that, okay, well, they, they had a messed up childhood situation, whether it is that they lost a parent early, or it is that they were abused emotionally and or physically, or that they were neglected or ignored. And, just for those of you who may think differently, uh, a lot of rich kids grew up in really crappy situations, and I they had nannies and they had housekeepers and they had all this stuff, but they did not have parental love. Their parents were off doing their thing, living their life, paying other people to take care of them, and not always consistently the same people. So in some cases, these kids just were kind of left alone in certain ways emotionally to raise themselves. So it's terrible. I mean, what my point is that narcissistic abuse is one of very few situations that literally, is a problem for people from every walk of life, every religion, every culture, every such. I have a client in China for, every single potential, you know, mix of person could be affected. There are no lines here. So that's why it's so interesting and shocking at the same time. But I feel you, Amy. It's My Life says, happy Tuesday all. Angie, how are you? Well, I'm just fabulous. How are you? It's My Life. Nicole Blotnicki said, hey girl, hey, welcome back, says, good morning, Angie. I'm having a hard time with my recovery. I keep falling into a cycle of on and off with my ex, and now it's affecting my sleep. I'm having nightmares and waking up yelling. That's really weird. I've been having some kind of weird dreams lately too, doing the same thing, waking up yelling. So weird. I think that might be a PTSD thing, CPTSD. But, I think, Nicole, one of your biggest, most important things here is to start asking yourself why. What is it about you that is allowing what are you missing? What's stopping you from moving forward in your recovery? What makes you go back to your ex? What makes you think that you're not too good for your ex? I think it's clear to a lot of people here that you are too good for that person and you do deserve better. But something inside of yourself is telling you, no, maybe I'm not better. But you are, Nicole, you are. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me your thoughts on what I just said. Give me a few more details. Let me know what's going on with you. Good morning, Adrian. Hello, hello. Welcome back. Maura DeLuca in the house. Hello, Maura. How are you? And Shannon O'Brien says, I'm finding it rather strange and lonely. I know others who are no contact and very no contact and very, no contact and very low contact with narcissist mother, but I don't know of anyone else's mother who moved away after they went no contact. Oh, that's a good point. Shannon, I do understand how that feels. Mine did not move away. She lives 7 minutes from me, but I'll be really honest with you. In some ways, I think it's almost a little bit harder because, maybe not harder, but equally difficult because, my children all know that she lives 7 minutes away and she doesn't care to know them or see them. And she has had that opportunity. No longer does she have the opportunity, but for a while she did. Um, it is strange and lonely. I think in the situation with your mother, I mean, she was obviously not doing well taking care of herself. And so if this is the best thing for her, then the best thing you can do, I think, is wish her well in your mind. I don't think you need to reach out to her. But she needs supply. That's what it comes down to. And for a while, you and your family were her supply. And now that you refuse to do that anymore, she's going to go suck someone else dry. And I know that's a harsh way to say it, but that's what it comes down to. She was really awful to you, Shannon, and you deserve to be treated with love and respect. And I just don't think she's ever going to be able to give that to you. So let me know what you think about that. Bonnie says, why cutting in line is a huge red flag of narcs? Well, because normal people don't do that. Normal people understand that they are, equally important to everyone else in the world. They understand that other people have important things to do as well. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's a red flag because it's such a common thing. If they're cutting in line, I mean, that's, you know, there are social, basic social graces involved with line, or what y'all in the UK call like queue, queue, the queue, standing and waiting and all that. It's basic social rules, and narcissists are known to break basic social rules with the um, idea that they're more important than everybody else and that they matter more and that their problems are bigger and more important. So Beverly says, I don't understand the sex part with narcs. Selfish, need to understand. Yeah, it is. They are selfish. In some cases, there are different kinds of narcissists with this. You've got your withholders. You've got your ones who use it for power and gain, and you've got your ones who think that they own your body and will use it at will. So I guess I need to know a little more about your specific situation, Beverly. And I'm actually considering doing a private, like, meeting type thing on this or something, because this is a problem, and it's very, very common. YouTube does not like me to talk about it. Some of my most popular videos are on this topic. I planned on doing a whole series about it, but YouTube isn't okay with it. So what I might do is I might create a private webinar situation where you guys could all just come in and we could just talk about it privately somewhere. I was thinking of doing that before. If you're interested in that, let me know, and I will put together some sort of an invite for you on that. All right. Shannon says, I think they're making the change. Oh, you mean about the chat? I have to look into it, Shannon, and I appreciate you letting me know that. I just saw a bunch of my YouTube guru types come out with videos about the changes. I haven't had a chance to watch them yet, but I will be watching later today, so hopefully that will be helpful. Okay, Jillian says, happy birthday. Thank you, thank you. Tomorrow is the day, y'all. Tomorrow is the day. Thank you, Beverly and Maura. Let's see here. Tommy D says, Andrea, I applaud you for doing that. I would love to be in contact with my daughter. He should jump at the chance to see his own child. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me either. I don't get it, but the same thing, like I said, the same thing happened with my ex-husband. And in some ways, even though it sucked for him, and even though I can't tell you how many times I cried thinking about when he looked me in my eyes and said, why don't I have a dad, when he was 4 years old, 3.5 years old. All the other kids at preschool have dads. That was really, really hard for me. And so yeah, I get it. But at the same time, I think in the long run, it was probably better for my child in some ways because he wasn't, affected as much by that person, who was not a healthy influence anyway. Sonia says, my alert just said YouTube chat will be available to all subscribers. Don't know if that's good or bad. Okay, all subscribers. So that does not mean it will be available to people if they can't find the video. The videos are always hidden after. As soon as this event stops streaming, it will be hidden. it will go into what's called an unlisted status. So they won't automatically be able to find it. They will have to be a subscriber and to have been a subscriber at the moment the video was live, or they will not find it. It's not listed anywhere in the YouTube search. It's not on my channel. It's nowhere. So that's something. And if this becomes a problem for you guys, then we can work around that. There are different things you can do. You can come up with alternative names, for example, for your account, or you can create a dummy account or whatever. Not a dummy account, but a different account with a different name, something like that. So that's what it is. I understand some of you guys don't want that stuff published. Like I said, that's why I definitely put it in unlisted status, and I have it set to automatically do that, so I can't even just forget to do it. You know what I mean? So yeah. Akitam says you still can't get into span. Well, did you talk to Melina about that? Let me know. Bonnie says I'm journaling now in my own way, but voila, it works. Hey, Bonnie, you are preaching the choir over here. I am definitely a journal person, but definitely has to be my own way. That's why the bullet journal thing works so well for me, because my crazy disorganized brain, it's not really crazy, but it is disorganized, and my ideas are always like this. So like I always have to hurry up and write them down. And now instead of writing them down in 75 different notebooks, I write them down in one place and index them. And that's really helpful for me. If you don't know about the bullet journal, check out my video on that. I did make a video on it because I think it works so well for people who might have CPTSD and or ADHD like I do. So it helps, and creative types who aren't naturally, organized. Yeah. Lisa Hollywood says, I have been watching for a while. What actually makes the narc think I will take him back? After years of cheating and crazy gaslighting and abuse, finally I left him 4 states behind. Lisa, I think what makes them think that is their own self-centered things. They really believe that, they're more important than everybody else and they matter more and things like that. And so they think that because they think they're the exception to every single rule. And I'm proud of you for not taking the narcissist back, even though they assume that you will. You know what happens when you assume, right? Make an ass out of you and me. Okay. Yes. Morris says, Tommy D in the house. Beverly says the control. It's no fun and he doesn't care how I feel. Yeah. And there's a word for that, girl. And you know what it is. It starts with an R. Yeah. I would seriously consider changing. I don't know if you can get out or not, but I would really consider going out away from this person and going no contact if possible. Do you guys have children together? Let me know. Rose says the vision change has gotten awful. Oh, honey, I'm so sorry. I know you're really struggling. Are you able to see much at all? Or I know there are things that they can do to modify stuff for you so you can see or at least function better in society. Oh, honey, I'm so sorry. Everybody send positive healing energy to Rose's way. She's got so much going for her and she's just really struggling with her health a little bit at the moment. Excuse me 1 second. A little cold. Not really a cold, just an allergy thing. It shall pass. Dawn M says, I'm separating from my narc, but I'm feeling a little guilty because I have the only transportation. How do I let that guilt go? He's the one having an affair, but keeps slowing my efforts to go. Okay. If this is helpful to you, Dawn, during this part of the situation where you're trying to get out and you have a very legitimate reason to be PO'd at this person, I would embrace that anger just a little bit right now. Okay. Now is not the time for you to be letting go of it. Now is the time for you to use it to propel you forward. You have a right to be angry. Okay. And sometimes anger can help propel past guilt. You have the transportation because you're the responsible one, I'm guessing. The guilt should not be a factor because of the fact that your narcissist, went against your agreed upon monogamy. If the narcissist is having an affair, the next time he said, but I need the car, why don't you ask your other person to take you wherever you need to go? You know what I mean? Why don't you say that to him? Just be like, well, you chose to have an affair, so you chose a different person to be part of your life. Now ask her or him or whatever. You know what I mean? Let me know your thoughts about that. Tommy D says, DeLuca. Oh, and another thing I wanted to say to Dawn, get yourself a little power playlist and put it in your ears, in your headphones or through your phone or whatever. And find, anytime you're going to have to deal with him, find yourself, play that power playlist to yourself beforehand. Like music is really powerful. So find some songs that make you feel really powerful and listen to them anytime you're about to have to deal with him so that you're in the right mindset. You don't want to be allowing him to, you should not allow him to make you feel guilty. He's the one that hurt you. Keep it at that. And anytime he says anything about, but I need this and I need that, well, I guess you need to ask your new person about that. That was a benefit of our partnership, which is now over because you put your whatever in her whatever. You know what I'm saying? However you want to do it. You just be bold, be strong. Don't let him have any of your emotions anymore. He doesn't deserve it. Bonnie says no contact is a huge blessing if you can do it. I did it with a sister. It's not necessarily possible with relatives and others, but low contact good if you can't go no contact. Yeah, it is possible with others, but you have to be and relatives, but you have to be willing to give up the entire bunch of them if necessary, and that's hard, but it is possible. Um, Leah says, my good old body clock always comes through. My narcissist mother and I both had dreams about how I attract broken people. So weird. That is interesting, and maybe that's a sign for you that that you're on the right track, maybe, or that you need to work on not attracting broken people. And part of that is, maybe because you want to help people, but part of it could also be because you want to help fix them. It's part of your nature. So maybe instead of trying to be in relationships with broken people, you could try to help broken people in a different way. I don't know. Tell me your thoughts. Tommy D says, Andrea says to Tommy D, thank you. It just hurts to see my son hurting. Girl, I feel you so much on that. I know it's painful. It hurts your stomach. It hurts your head. It hurts your heart. I totally get it. I I suggest that you do your very best to just make it okay for him. And like I said, whether you take him out into the world and do new things with him, try to involve another positive male role model, and keep him busy. Busy is going to be very helpful for him at this time. Maybe let him take I don't know, join a soccer team or a baseball team or whatever, or take a dance class or whatever makes him happy. I know that sounds funny, but my my now 20-year-old, who is a very, manly man, he sorry, he took a little tap dance class when he was 4, and that was actually really good for him. So it worked out okay. But he also did other, more boyish stuff, and it was just kind of fun for him to do something different and kept him busy for a few months. And then he got to do a little recital, and then he was like, okay, I'm done. But it was fun for him for a minute. So, thank you, Jillian. Yeah, queenbeing.com/plan if you need help for planning and leaving and other valuable resources. Yeah. Camila Genevieve is here. Hello, Camila. Welcome. Don M says he slows my efforts because he isn't ready. Or is that Camilla? I'm sorry if I say your name wrong, everybody. I'm bad at names. He slows my efforts because he isn't ready. Well, guess what, Don? You don't have any more obligation to him. The moment that he chose to be with that other person, in my opinion, any obligation that you had to him dissolved. And so now it's all about taking care of yourself and moving forward. It does not matter if he's not ready. That is not your problem. And I want you to tell him so. But, maybe from the other side of already being out, just go or send him out, whatever it is. Is this your house and he won't leave, or what's the deal? Amy Highmore says, happy birthday. Thank you for being a guide for so many. Love, Amy. Thank you so much. Birthday's tomorrow. Leah Nova Scotia says, does anyone have or had a partnership with someone living with bipolar 1? That is a great question. I have not personally lived with someone like that. I know that there are different levels of things. I will leave that one to the rest of our fellow survivors to talk about. Wife of a narcissist. Hello, Kayla here. Hello, Kayla. Welcome. Says my husband is a overt psychopath. 2 kids, married 8 years, manipulated and threatens me into having 3. Oh boy, sexually abusive. I'm so sorry. That is very difficult. What are the are you working on getting out? I suggest you go to queenbeing.com/plan, PLAN, to start with. There are things you can do. If the abuse is something that you could report to police, that would be really helpful. If not, then I would suggest starting your plan to leave ASAP. Um, it does scare me very much. How I guess your kids can't be that old if you're married 8 years, but um, that's yeah, being threatened into that kind of thing is horrible. And I would definitely not recommend staying around. Is it possible for you to leave, Kayla? Let me know. Tommy D says, absolutely. The kids always get caught in the crossfire. Just keep loving him and teaching him right from wrong. You can do this. I agree. Tiffany Keener is here. Hello, Tiffany. Says, I don't know if I'm doing this right. I never really live chatted before, but Angie is helping a lot. Thanks, Angie. My pleasure. And I'm so glad to hear that, Tiffany. Thank you. And yes, you're doing it right. Juanetta Kavanaugh is back. And she says, good morning, Angie. Good morning, all of my fellow survivors. I am going out here shortly, but I wanted to say hi and to remember to do one good thing for yourself today and smile. I love that, Juanetta. Thank you so much. Have a lovely time going out and enjoy your day. AB is here, says, good morning, everyone. Happy birthday, Angie. Thank you. Hope today is filled with love, light, laughter, and all the good things. Thanks for who you are and all you do. Happy birthday, sweet one. Thank you so much. Tomorrow's the day, and I will be working all day, which is okay because I love to work. Yeah, we'll see. Velasco Aranda says, it's going to be 3 years for me since the end of him, and it's all thanks to you. Wow, that's great. Congratulations. Congratulations. That's really good news. Um, Nicole Angelina says, after I died in a car accident, I finally accepted my shaman's call. It took years of learning and unlearning. I grew my own shaman's herbs and took the medicine. I feel so awake and happily different. That's amazing. I would love to hear more about your story. I love that. I love all of that. Wow, that's really cool. Thank you so much for sharing that. I would love to hear more of that story. Bonnie says, I am with 2 narcopaths in my life now. It is double trouble. But I did go no contact with a 3rd narcopath. Every day without a narcopath is a good day. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And I know Bonnie's situation is messed up because she's really kind of stuck between the 2 of them in certain ways. And it's not a good thing, but I know she's working toward healing and doing some really amazing things. Bonnie. Okay. She's one of our masterminds, and we had a really great conversation the other day. Dima says, yes, I really think I should focus on positive when I get a job. Thanks, Angie. Absolutely, my pleasure. And you're right. Definitely stay focused on like I said, what you want, not what you don't want, and start changing your mind in that direction. Yes. Jillian says, welcome, Tiffany. Moton617 says, I'm going through a divorce and he love bombs the children, but won't support the household when he walked away from when he was the breadwinner. How do I handle? Don't be afraid to go to the state. I don't know where you live, but I will tell you this, where I live in Missouri, you can go to the state and you can ask them to help you collect child support, and they will. And if the person doesn't pay, they will take it out of their paycheck for you and give it to you. And if they quit their job or they still don't pay, supposedly they will go after them and arrest them. I have not seen that happen, the arrest part, but I have on a few occasions received a payment here and there for my son, but my ex still owes me like $50,000 and I'm sure I'll never see it, but it is what it is. My suggestion then is to, if you have small children, consider looking for a work at home job. If you have older children, consider whether you want to work at home or work outside the house, is find a job is my suggestion, and be prepared to do what you need to do, because even if the state orders him to pay the child support, chances are that he can find a way around it, which mine did. So that would be my suggestion. There are lots of things you can do, but if anyone has more suggestions for Moton, please leave them in the comments here. And Moton, I want to tell you one more thing. Don't be afraid to ask for help. If you need to go to a food pantry or you need to go ask a church to help you pay the rent or the electric bill or whatever, do it. Just do it and then report it. Document. I had to go ask a church to pay the electric bill this month because my narcissist or husband would not pay it. And now I'm here with the children and we didn't have any power. So I had to do it. Document every single thing that might help you in the divorce and to get more well-enforced child support. So be aware of that. Yeah, Marianne, divorcing a narcissist is a nightmare. Maura says to Jillian, is there a way to make a psychological evaluation a condition for custody? You know what, Maura? I don't know about your state. Jillian may have better information, but I know that I tried to get my judge to have my ex-husband drug tested and they wouldn't do it. So, but this is Missouri and you're in a different state. So I don't know, but that was, I know it's not the same thing, but it's similar, you know. But it didn't matter in the long run because I still was able to get sole custody when I wrote a letter explaining why, you know. So, yeah. Thank you, Leah. Laura Gonzalez says, I know when praying, you get more strong to deal with a narcissist, especially if it's a kid involved. I'm a survivor and I didn't know what I was facing, but God gave me the way out. And thanks to Angie, now I know. Good news. Crystal, good morning. Yeah, Tommy D, I totally understand. He says, I have trouble realizing I was never loved. It's a war and it lasts a long time. Yeah, you're right. But the one thing I would say about that is that just because they don't love you in the way that you deserve to be loved doesn't mean that they didn't think they loved you for a moment. Narcissists are just incapable of truly loving anyone in the same way that they deserve to be loved. So keep that in mind. At this moment, I'm going to have to wrap up here. I've got to get ready for my next session, and I will be here again in an hour and a half over at Thrive After Abuse, Dana Morningstar's channel. So make sure you swing over there and subscribe so you can get a notification when we go live at 12:30 p.m. Central Time, which is just an hour and a half from now. All right. So I'm going to wrap up. I will see you guys very soon. I'll have another video for you later today, 7 p.m. with Kim Saeed, and I'll be back tomorrow for a quick check-in on my birthday. Thank you guys so much, as always, for being a part of my day and a part of my life. Thanks for letting me be a part of yours. And thanks for being my family. It really does mean a lot to me. I'll see you soon.